trip to Dallas, Texas, because the Warriors, for the 6th time in the last 8 seasons, are advancing to the NBA Finals. They rolled the Mavericks tonight, 120-110, and they are a perfect 9-0 inside the Chase Center as we are live at the Gatehouse for Warriors Live Playoff Edition presented by Toyota, and it is rocking behind us inside of Thrive City as Klay Thompson goes berserk. We're going to talk all about it. Draymond Green with the double-double, and the Warriors take care of business in 5 games. The Hall of Famer Chris Mullin, NBA Chat Fest is Azili, as well as Gerard Wright. He's in the building here for the post-game show. I am Bonte Hill, and I'll start with you, D. Wright. Warriors are back in the NBA Finals.
They're back, man. A quick 2 years, I would say. It was a tough 2 years, but to see this team finally get healthy, see Klay Thompson back out there, I'm going to call him Closeout Klay. It's a great sight to see, man. These guys deserve it. They work their butts off each and every year, every summer. So congrats to the Warriors going back to the finals, baby.
Back to the finals. Listen, when you are in conversation, when you're talking about the Chicago Bulls, you know, with the LA Lakers, the Celtics, this is the company that the Warriors are in right now. And this is rare company, and it takes me back to 2013. The young Warriors trying to figure this thing out. 10 years later, they're still doing it. And another year in the NBA Finals. Following the footsteps of greats like this, Chris Mullin, this is amazing.
This was a championship closeout on their home court. They shoot 51% from the field, 38% from the three, 100% from the free throw line. Keep their turnovers down, where they have 11 turnovers, and out-rebound the Dallas Mavericks 52-34. So they did everything they had to do, and I just thought tremendous balance offensively. They were full attack mode, each and every player.
No doubt. Great shot selection tonight. Starting in this second quarter where they blew this game wide open, and Klay Thompson was on fire in that first half. Klay Thompson with 19 points, 7 for 11 from the floor. He had 5 threes in that first half. And Jordan Poole came off the bench with 12 points as well. You knew it was a matter of time before Klay Thompson erupted, and he erupted tonight in game number 5.
He definitely did. Like I said, I'm calling him Closeout Klay into the end of the season, man. He did a great job with, finding his shots, letting the game come to him. I know his first few shots were kind of rushed and kind of forced, but he let the game come to him. He found himself open around that perimeter, getting to his mid-range, and man, it's just so good to see Klay back out there doing his thing.
8 threes in all. That's just 8 of 16 from the three-point line tonight. A team-high 32 points. He came into tonight shooting 29% from the three-point line in this series.
The Warriors have been getting beat on the three-point line, right? We talked about that coming into this game and how the Mavericks, if they shot over 15 threes, they were going to make it a game. But Klay Thompson had one thing on his mind when he came to the game today. He was closeout Klay, like you said, Darrell. And we know about Game 6 Klay, but this is Game 5, and he came home, and he wanted to get this win tonight. You can see it from the jump, from the start. And when you have a splash brother with that on his mind, it's tough to beat the Warriors.
I thought the Warriors came out with the right mindset. They were poised, they were patient, they were confident. You mentioned their shot selection. I thought everyone was very selective. They were in attack mode. And I thought they really took advantage of a lackluster first quarter by Luka Doncic.
Yeah, Luka Doncic nearly shot this team out of the game in the first quarter. He shot 10 times in that first quarter, only made 2 shots, but he got heated up in that third quarter. Overall, Luka Doncic just 10 of 28, 3 of 13 from the three-point line. He was visibly frustrated. Didn't get a couple foul calls early in that game. It obviously affected him, but he got rolling in that third quarter when the Mavericks, they were down 23. They stormed back and cut the Warriors lead to 9 there late in the third quarter.
I thought the Warriors did a good job with setting the tone early, being an aggressive team. They got some early fouls, but that's letting the referee know, hey, we're going to play aggressive. We're going to attack guys. And what they did, the biggest adjustment I saw that they did was trapping the pick and roll of Luka Doncic, doubling in the post. So they were getting the ball out of his hand, and that's frustrating. And Andrew Wiggins did an amazing job all series long on Luka Doncic.
The Warriors' offense is one that you cannot guard every action. And I said this coming into this game. The Warriors just have to play their style of basketball. First of all, they won the physicality battle. How do you know that? Well, you look at the rebounding statistics. Well, they out-rebounded them 51-34. That is the stat right there, right? The last game was the first time the Mavericks out-rebounded them. And then you talk about the assists. 36 assists. That has to be a high for the playoffs so far, right?
Yep. I'm not sure if it's a high, but it's a lot. It's a large number there.
It's an
acceptable number.
Right.
It is a big number. That just means that they're making the right play, trusting their teammates, and teammates are hitting shots. So that was a great game for the overall team, the Warriors.
Yeah, and I think, to Darrell's point, I think that the constant pressure that Andrew Wiggins put on Luka Doncic really showed itself tonight, making him work for everything. Once again, a volume scorer, a volume shooter, 28 shots to get 28 points. They kept him off the free throw line, or the ref kept him off the free throw line, just 5 of 7, and then 3 of 13 from 3. So I just think the constant irritation of Andrew Wiggins, 94 feet, and the total team defense wore on him, and it showed tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Luka with 15 points in that third frame, but finished with just 28, and he was awful shooting the basketball, 10 to 28 overall. And the Warriors took control early in the fourth quarter. When Dallas made their run, the Warriors got composed. They came out in the fourth quarter and closed the show. Even though both teams scored 26 points, they made all the winning plays. You see Andrew Wiggins there driving to the basket to finish, and look at this business decision by your boy Frenchie, bully.
But that was a wide open 3, and Andrew Wiggins blew by Jalen Brunson, not Rick Brunson's his dad, Jalen Brunson for the easy dunk, and here the N1, and we love this. An aggressive Draymond Green on the offensive end.
17 points, 6 to 7 from the floor, 9 assists and 5 rebounds. Draymond was in attack mode.
Draymond Green this is when the Warriors play their best basketball. Draymond gets the ball off the rim and he's pushing it. Now you see the assist because he's making the right plays, no turnovers. Well, he has 3 turnovers, but he's taking care of the ball. He's making sure he gets the ball to Steph and Klay and setting great screens for the team. And then when he takes those open shots, what do? Because you take away the threes from Klay and Steph, and then they hit that pocket pass for Draymond. He's making the assist or going to the rim. That's when the offense is at its best, and it's great to see.
And what does Draymond say? I make them when it matters. Big game by Draymond Green. We all know the anchor of this defense, the vocal leader of this team. He came up big time, being a safety on defense, guarding Luka Doncic, showing multiple bodies. Big game, big 17 points from Draymond Green.
And the Warriors are undefeated under Steve Kerr in the Western Conference in series. The only time they've lost in the playoffs under Steve Kerr was the NBA Finals. As we take a look at this graphic, a spoof off of Shark Tank here. It's all about Dub's Tank. Look at this, Steph.
That is hilarious.
Klay, Wiggins. You got Poole there with Draymond Green. Check out our Instagram page right there. It's Mark Cuban, Luka Doncic, Jason Kidd and company are going back home. They have a long flight back to Dallas, and then they're headed to Cancun. But a valiant fight by the Dallas Mavericks to rally in this game. I thought it was over. I thought it'd get up to 30 points. So I'll give Dinwiddie credit for keeping the Mavericks in the game as well off that bench.
Yeah, it's a game of runs. You never want to see a team get this far and just lay down. You know, I think the Dallas Mavericks team has a lot of pride, and they wasn't going out, easy. So they did a good job, the Warriors, by moving the basketball, continue to play the right way, passing up good shots for great shots. So they handled their business. Dallas Mavericks, they played 5 tough games. Warriors just better team.
You call this a gentleman's sweep. They get to this point. You don't want anybody to get to this point and get swept. You're playing for dignity. And so last game, they're playing at home in front of their fans. You don't get to get swept at home. And so kudos to that team because they came out, the bench came out, and they played well. This game, it looked like they were trying to make it a game towards the end there, the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth. But, man, the Warriors kept that poise, like you said before the game, and they just continue to get better as these playoffs go along.
The Mavericks need a repeat of Game 4. They needed A games from Dinwiddie, which they got. Luka Doncic, I'd say maybe a B, a C. Jalen Brunson did not have a good game. And, of course, the supporting players, Bullock, Finney-Smith, and Kleber. They kept them in check. So give the Warriors team defense credit. They made Luka work and kept the role players in check.
All right, let's talk about Steph Curry here, who had an off night, but he was just named the Western Conference Finals MVP. He gets the Magic Johnson Award. And tonight, 15 points, 9 assists. He had that ankle injury early in the first quarter, looked a bit hobbled there. But look, this is a player who's had multiple MVPs and 6+ finals appearances. He joins Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Tim Duncan, and LeBron James. That's some great company right there, D, right?
That's called greatness, fellas. And Steph Curry is one of the greatest players when he's done playing this game to ever play it. Changed the game of basketball with his three-point ability. The #1 three-point shooter. The accolades go on and on and on. I just love the fact that he's a humble superstar. He's a great teammate. He's a great person. So that makes this team roll how it rolls because of the head, the leader of the snake, the captain, Steph Curry, is the great guy he is.
when you talk about changing the game of basketball, out of born in Ohio, going to Davidson, one scholarship offer, having the struggles that he had earlier in his career, and you ask him, did you think you were going to change the game like you did? He's like, what do you think? Because his journey was not easy getting to this point, right? And wow, what he's been to this game, the selflessness, the humility, the ability to keep working, the work ethic, the ability to continue to understand the game, the IQ. This is all the things that have made this team great and will continue to make this team great in the future.
Yeah, his passion for the game, the joy that he plays with, the inclusion and empowerment he has with his teammates, it's just been a joy to watch. But there's more to come. This Warrior team, we talk about the Boston Celtics, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Chicago Bulls. What the Warriors have that none of those teams had is a young core right behind them. They have 4 legitimate NBA starters on the bench right now in Jordan Poole, Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, and James Wiseman. This may go another 4 or 5 years, so get comfortable, Bonte.
Yeah, no, I'm going to get very comfortable, health permitting here, and talk about Klay Thompson. Because he's healthy now. This guy missed 941 days without playing basketball. We had no idea what type of Klay Thompson we was going to see. What version would we see? A two-way player, a guy who could still knock down the three? Well, look at him. He struggled through the first 4 games of the series, but D. Wright, he saved his best for last. We all call him Game 6 Klay, but added Game 5 Klay to the resume. 12 of 25. 8 threes. He took 16 threes in this game alone. He took 6 in Game 4. 32 points, 3 rebounds, or three assists and 2 rebounds, and he played 37 minutes.
Laser focus. Klay Thompson understands bringing it when the moment is here. You know, him watching for 2 years, I can't even imagine watching 2 years doing something you love. And tonight he had his biggest game in the Western Conference Finals. And I can't wait to see him in the finals because he deserves everything because he puts the work in, and he's a great guy just like Steph Curry.
You know what's crazy is that he will be even better next year. But we're not there yet. We're still here playing the games and we're going to the NBA Finals. But watching him continuously get better. As the season started, you said, well, we needed a healthy Klay Thompson for the Warriors to get to the NBA Finals. And that is a lot to ask of somebody who has missed 2 years from basketball. Not only this is going back to the highest level of basketball. So with that being the case, he's come back. That shows his work ethic, his commitment to the team, his commitment to the craft. I can only say that I'm proud to even know him because what he's been able to do and what he continues to do and show up every day is amazing.
And Malik, credit to the coaching staff for sticking with Klay when he struggled initially. He came back against Cleveland, had a nice game, had a dunk in that game, but there were some struggles. He was forcing shots. Steve Kerr and company said, look, we're going to remain patient. Klay's going to figure it out. And boy, did he figure it out.
Absolutely. And I said it from the first time I saw him walk on the court. It showed his incredible work ethic, his incredible discipline to show up in such great shape after missing, 941 days? Yep. So he was ready to play. He just needs some time to get his timing himself and with his teammates. And that fell in place perfectly. And what's been amazing to watch this team come together, because with 20 games left in the season, there were a lot of question marks. They've all been answered with incredible A+. Between team chemistry, the roles being defined, roles changing on the fly. Right. This team is still without Otto Porter, GP2, James Wiseman, and Andre Iguodala. So this has been an amazing run to get back to this finals, to put them in elite company, dynastic NBA teams of all in the history of the NBA.
Dynastic.
6 NBA finals in 8 years.
That's incredible.
The last team to do that was Michael Jordan's Bulls.
Yep. Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Horace Grant, then later on Dennis Rodman under Phil Jackson there. Draymond Green. Look, we can't talk about Steph and Klay without Draymond Green, right? Draymond Green, the engine, defensive captain. He has nearly a double-double tonight. 17 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds here, 6 of 7 from the floor. And he hit a corner 3 in that first half to say, hey, I'm here. I'm ready to play. And for a second, we thought that wrist was really bothering him. He came down hard on his right wrist. But, Bully, he ended up hitting those 2 free throws after hurting his wrist. And he finishes with 17 points.